A very good evening, everyone. Am I audible? Am I audible? Great. Okay. Okay. So first of all, thank you for everyone like you have enrolled for this particular boot camp in data analytics with Python. My name is Nitesh. I will be taking this session for 1 week in which we are going to understand about Python, how to do the mathematical operations, data massaging, data cleaning, what operations we have in that part, and visualization. So after that, we are going to give you a very basic project in which you have to apply the data basics operations and visualization skills. So I hope you like that project. Okay. So what can we expect today? Like all of you have filled the questions and all of you have seen there are certain comment section over there, and we have received a lot of comment sections for the beginners. I guess we have maximum who are fresher the students, and you will also see how what is the community progress. So mostly looking for how to start the data science thing, and how to start Python. Actually, it's simple, basics, Python, just programming language, but still, a lot of people are actually surfing online, and by a lot of presence of free online sources, how to actually start, they are not about available online. So I will try to give you the best explanation for that. So know your batch. So what can we expect today? We are going to start with the Python, that's for sure, but after 15 minutes. In first 15 minutes, let's decide like what type of audience and community we have today, and what are we expecting from this batch. So I will tell you like what about the occupation other people have and the coding level also. The next thing is your journey over the next week, what you're going to learn in the next 1 week, where you will be at the end of this week, how to reach the code scholar that we are going to entertain all of you, what are the options available, what you all you will have at the end of this workshop, that we also will explain today only. So still waiting. It was around 3,000 plus registrations we have received. Let's see, like at least we get 50% of the audience in the next 3 to 4 minutes more. So chat time. So anyone like, can you just write down your city name, state, or country name in the chat box? Let us see where we have got the community as of today. Please write in the chat box, YouTube live chat. Okay. Yes. Oh, phenomenal. Bangalore. Madurai. Okay. Delhi. Anything like city or state name or country name. Please write in the chat box. So you can also witness, even for Jammu is there. Okay, great. A lot of audience from different parts of India, that's for sure. Baleri. First time I have heard of this thing. I don't know where it is. Even Jharkhand is there. Okay, great. Great response, everyone. Thank you. A lot of places we have. Kashmir. Okay. Thank you so much for this phenomenal inputs. Great. So please try to write at the same momentum what you're writing. उसी स्पीड से बस चैट बॉक्स में लिखते रहना so that I am updated that you are there who is actually having some knowledge. If you have some doubts, write in the chat box and I will be available. Okay. Now let us know our community. We all have filled the Google form on which I have pulled the stats. The institutes have given us statistics based on what audience we have. I'm going to show your community only who is right there with you attending the session. I hope you enjoy this one. Let us see. So first question was what we have asked in the Google form. What is your background? As of like graduation level, or maybe something, some people are freshers also, and someone who have just finished the school and they are about to join the college. So what is their level? So people are actually maximum people you can see here. Even more than 45% are from CS or IT engineering background. The rest 20% 22% is around non-engineering background. So that is like electrical, mechanical, civil, or different fields in engineering. Even those are looking forward to have this data science skill. BCA, BSc, MC, MSc, around 25% population. And then we also have non-sciences, industrial automation. So people who are in arts or commerce, they are also even interested in this data analytics with Python. Very good to see people with different audience. Very great, great background. Even teachers are also there. Okay, some of the teachers will be there whom I have taught. I think in I have done some faculty development program. So I think in there they have connected with me. The next question was for your occupation. So in your occupation, I can also see maximum are students. And the only reason for students is same thing. Now the Python as a subject is being included in the schools and in the colleges. So we have maximum audience of that population, around 56%. And as of that, we have around 2,500 registrations, what the institute have told me. So around 1,200 students are from this population, 56%, around 1,200. And even after having some job as a fresher or some experience, 32% is working population. Even those who are working in different domains, in different industries, they are looking forward to the switch. How to switch? I think that is the only question now remains. People are very eager to switch their career towards this emerging field, analytics, machine learning, and Python. I hope I'm going to give you the best help possible from my end. And thank you so much. If there are some teachers, I'm really delighted over here. Thank you for joining today's session. And there are few people who are scouting for job. I think they have just graduated, or there are freshers who are not working, and there are who are not working at all. Okay, we have smaller populations for that also. The last question which was asked, does your current role require you to write the code? Again, see 35% population. 35% population don't know how to do the coding. They have not done coding ever. And still they are looking forward to switch the career. So my friend, those who are looking forward to switch the career, you are at the best moment possible. The analytics is one of the emerging field in which you have to use the application of coding. You don't have to go in depth of the coding and do the complex programming, but for analytics and your visualization purpose, understanding the basics programming is more than enough for you. So it's the best time if you're looking forward to have switched the career in analytics. And 26% around have coded in the past. I think that is the population who have graduated, but still they who have graduated, but they have been not in touch. They are doing the job in different profile. And we have population from I am a code junkie, so I think they are better than me. They already know Python and they are looking forward to have the great applications of Python, maybe data analytics and that way. Okay, so poll time. Okay, so please maintain the decorum in the chat box. That is thing what I can request from my side. Most of the questions as a mentor I'm going to answer right over here. But if you have extensive different questions about the course and that field, please ask the institute. They are available in the WhatsApp group and they are also available on call to all of you. You can follow them. They are highly active on the LinkedIn. You can follow on the LinkedIn page and you can follow them on the Instagram page. They will respond to you for sure. From my side, let me concentrate on the topics how to do the Python and data analytics. In the next 6 days, we require you to cover one project, and that one project should be highlighted at some good level so that other peoples in the companies can also witness that you have done something, and we are giving you a head start for that. It will be not much great level of project, but yes, doing the analytics on that we are going to teach in the next 5 days, and then you have to do the project. We are going to explain that stuff. Okay, are you ready? You can give us a thumbs up in the chat box. Now the question comes, do anyone have a GitHub account? Yes or no? Okay. I would request to please create the GitHub account by tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Okay. By today itself, it is the best time. Because we have some files that we have stored on our GitHub account and that will be shared to all of you. So please create the GitHub account and download the files, practice on them. So by tomorrow, if you even create, that is also fine. For the today and tomorrow, it's Python. That is it. Do you have a LinkedIn account? That is another question. Do you have LinkedIn account? Okay. Okay. Great. So now as a freshers, as an experienced person, all of you we should be available on the LinkedIn account. And this is the best time to get it. Everything is online and more people are looking forward to your profile first before calling you for the job. So please have a LinkedIn account and there you can showcase our certificate that we're going to share to all of you whoever completes the program. Is it clear? So whoever submits the project and works with us, they are going to get a certificate. You can upload that thing on your LinkedIn and tag us. Tag the code scholar and we are going to share your certification with all our community and you will be getting a greater audience level. So please create the LinkedIn account. The next thing is, okay, great, great. Now your journey over the next week, what you are going to learn and what skills you will learn. So that we are going to explain now. introduction to the code scholar, and then introduction to Python, what we are going to cover, Python job opportunities that we have, Python IDEs, what are the different platforms on which you can practice Python, when to use data science and when not to use data science. That I'm going to explain to you in the next week. And what is the week schedule that will be available to all of you so that you can also catch up on that important day. Don't miss it up. The attendance link will be shared to all of you in between the session, and you just have to scroll back a few seconds to get the particular link. You can take the screenshot and write down the link in the browser and mark your attendance. This is what you should do if you're attending the session. Please don't share it in the groups or with your friends. You're coming, devoting to your time and coming in the session with me, having good discussion. Please. So dear all, the schedule that we have, first thing, day one, introduction to Python. What Python to use and what is the introduction, I'm going to explain it today. The second thing is Python continuation. By tomorrow, I'm going to wrap a maximum of the topics in Python. That is how to apply the functions, file handling, exception handling, and today also what topics we do about basic data types and operators. That we're going to brush it up. Then we're going to put towards the mathematic operations, which are done using NumPy. Data massaging and processing. For that, we need to have pandas. It is a library which we have. I will tell you later on. Visualization skills. Although to get a job in that beautiful data analytics with Python program, you have to have something as Tableau and Power BI as an extensive skill. But you can also do the visualization in Python using different libraries that we're going to cover. And the last but not the least, how to learn doing the project analysis, how to apply it, and how to deploy it also. Let's do our best in this next 6 days. Be with me. I'm going to help you as much as possible. Okay? Okay, great. So let us start our journey. Okay, so I'm sharing the screen again. Please let me know if it is visible to all of you. Okay. Is the screen visible to all of you? Okay, great. So first, the benefits of the Python that we have. First of all, it's easy, very much easy, that we're going to discuss in the programming language also while we try to write it out. The next is no prerequisite required because the Python was designed by the mathematician. He was Guido van Rossum. His background was mathematics and he was already an engineering background, has some proficiency in the language, developed the Python program. So everything is basic maths. The moment you write something in the 10th class that how to find sum of two numbers, you write something like number 1 is equal to 10, number 2 is equal to 30, and then sum is equal to number 1 plus number 2. And after that thing, you never write it out whether integer of number 1 is equal to 10 or integer of number 2 is equal to 30. You never write something like that. So that is why it is very recommended by the experts also. If you know English, that is more than enough for us. Python is freeware and an open source. I think no one will say no that if they have never heard of something R, SAS, SPSS. You all have heard of it. What is the comparison? So mostly like Python is a free source. R is also a free source. You can do the data analytics with R. I do that thing in real life. You also have SAS. SAS is a paid one. You have to have the certification in SAS for that. But for Python and R, it's more than enough to learn the skills. So they are open source and very much recommended by startups and industrialist experts and to the tech giants. Even your Google that is using recommendation engine to give you the next search what you are searching using Python only. So it's a very extensively used by the giants. Python high level, just leave that thing. Python is a platform independent that we're going to explain later on. It's a dynamically typed programming language. You don't have to encapsulate the whole code on something like void main, what you do in Java or in your C. You can directly start writing and it will going to show you the output. Python is extensible, that is it can be integrated with your website development, your game development, even your deep learning, artificial intelligence, your what we other have, database management. A lot of opportunities are available in that. It's a very vast support of libraries, like 2,80,000 something. Just check it out. 2,80,000 libraries available in Python to make your work easier. There is no such support available with other languages. Uh, Python is an interpreted code, not a compiled code. Don't go to that high level. We are going to explain in our batch if you join that one. It is recommended to learn as first programming language, and all of you now witness like anyone. Can anyone tell me like from what class are we getting the Python? In schools, Python has been now introduced, but from what class you can see? Can anyone write in the chat box? From what class is the Python introduced in schools? Sixth. Yeah, it's true. Python is there from class 6. Just 2 years back, I got an opportunity to teach in the schools, and I also thought that I'm going to teach 11th class plus. To my amazement, like people from 8th class were available, and I was teaching them Python. And there are people who are also working on machine learning, deep learning, making game with Python. But of course, that is the upper class. It was the school, Delhi Public School in Gurgaon, which is in Noida, NCR. So there, people are already at very good level, proper English school, and it was highly upper class people. Like I can see over there, they were allowed laptops and mobiles. A very great audience. The next thing is why some more reasons why you should learn Python. It's a trending language. I'm not saying is as of that now. Why it is a trending language, I'm going to explain to all of you. I'm going to explain to all of you why it is a trending language. Okay, let me explain that thing to all of you why it is a trending language. Hmm. Is the screen visible to all of you? Can you please acknowledge in the chat box? Or it's just a black screen coming? Okay, now it is there. Okay. Okay, so guys, like what happened? If to be honest, like what Python was first came into picture in 1991 by Guido van Rossum, and it was like a closed source. And in 1995, it was made open source. But till that time, a lot of people have already learned C, your Java, and C++ were already there. People were started also looking forward to how to start with Ruby, because website came into picture in 1997 or 8. The website came into picture and we have to learn Ruby or PHP to go for that. And when as per your generation, when we started learning about Python, we came into know about in 2016 or 17 in India. Around that time, there was a hype in Python in India. But why there was a hype in Python in that time? There's a story, proper story for that, and you will also witness. If I'm saying like you can link with you also, please give a thumbs up in the chat box. Let others know that you have all seen that environment in your house or in your office. So back in 2007 to 2010, the systems that we were using at our home or maybe by our parents, let's take it at 5 years gap, 2005 to 10, we were having max to max 1 GB of RAM, around 20 to 40 GB of your hard disk, and then we have around MBs. 256 MB of RAM was more than enough. That is MB GPU, graphical processing unit. So that was the configuration to us, available to all of us, and we were not aware of what to use, either Intel or that AMD. And also, we were using Windows. Maximum we were using Windows only, the desktop applications. And what Windows? It was DOS. Everyone was working on DOS at that time. So few people have Windows and Vista and Windows 7. So Windows 7 we were using at that time, and that was not recommended to use Python. So that is why there was a big gap in our life. But the moment after 2010 to 2015, we started having the laptops. Although it was very much expensive, but companies started purchasing the laptops. What configuration? Minimum around 2 GB RAM. Then we have around 100 GB, 200 GB of hard disk. So let's say 240 GB maximum. And minimum is like 256 MB. It's up to, here it was minimum 256 MB of RAM. That graphical processing unit. And then also we were having started Windows. So we started having that after Windows, we having started the processor also were good. So i3 was started coming up. i5 first processor was there, or second processor was there. Just look at that. I forgot about these configurations now. So we used to have these systems, but we are talking about this in India. In outside world, this configuration, what you are seeing in India, was already available in 2005 to 10 in that period, and people learned Python. People learned about your data science. How come data science? Because they were having the data from the emerging companies like Amazon at that time. Facebook was already there at that time. It was launched in 2004, and it was took a big leap in 2007 or 8. So people started having the data. Stocks data was there available. and e-commerce started emerging up like Amazon and healthcare. So data started coming up, and people have this type of system available with this configuration 2005 to 10. And the data science trend took a peak in 2011 only in that period in outside India. And for that reason, if you just surf online, or if you have read in the books, Harvard have took out the statement 2012 or 13 that this data scientist is the sexiest job of 21st century, and we are following it right now in India. After 5 or 6 years, when they have said, we are witnessing it at right now, but still we are not much far away. We are at the right time, right place. If you would like to switch it up, that this is the best time, guys. Don't stop. Just take a big leap now. But now we already have the systems. We have the period of the systems like now if I talk about, so this you can now map up the reason why after this configuration comes up, we got a leap in this Python environment 2016 or 17. And now after 2016 continuing, we have minimum 4 GB RAM, minimum to minimum 500 GB hard disk. You have minimum to minimum 1 GB of graphical processing unit. You have Windows 10, all of you are having maximum are there, so let's say maximum are there, and i3, and that is also i3 7th processor or 9th processor is available in the market. So now we are having minimum configuration of these things. So company's viewpoint has changed in this period. They say like now all of you are already having the highest version of the systems. Why not to let them understand the Python, and we will teach them how to work on the applications. Instead of providing them the training, please let's start with the applications. So that is the reason you are getting the hype in 2016 or 17. Is it clear? Okay, thank you. So that is the reason you see such a hype in this period 2012, and there is a big leap in 2016, and now it's still growing out. Python has crossed to most of the programming languages now. It's the most respectable language across top universities, and there are a lot of people nowadays switching their profile, and these companies are most of the common now. They are also using Python as their network. The wide applications of Python is that we have desktop applications, web applications, database, network programming, and game development, data analysis, artificial intelligence, and IoT. There are few of them. Okay. About the history of Python, it was developed by Guido van Rossum in 1990s, and it was the first version when they have. It was named after the comedy series Monty Python, and there are variants of 2x and 3x. Now it is 3.9, and even 4 is about to be, I think, deployed right away in the coming years. And because in 90s we were not having any system of Python available to us, so the operating system were also not designed. So that's why you must have heard of something terms like Jthon, Cthon. There are various versions of Python available. What was the reason for that? Sorry. So what was the reason for that? Because systems were not available at that time. So you have seen something as we have Python, we have Cthon. So we use C language to build, to write the Python programming logic at the backend. Similarly, we have Jthon. We use Java to write Python programming language at the backend. We have Iron Python. So it was used by .NET developers to work on the website, use the HTML viewpoint, all of them. And that is why you have seen whenever you work on Jupyter for your Python practice is one of the IDEs for Python. You can see their extension is .ipynb, where IPY is nothing but Iron Python and NB is notebook. then we have py, and now we actually have Python, on which Python is written at the back end to develop such language. So we have good variety of Python language, and it currently is 3.8 is the latest one with fully compatible, and 9 is having more compatibility with different libraries. So 280,000 plus libraries have to be made compatible with 3.9. So it takes time. Right now 3.8 is the latest one. Now we talk about IDEs, interactive development environment, where to practice the Python. If you're just started with Python and you're new to it, I would recommend to directly start with Anaconda. Why Anaconda? Because it opens up the path for your machine learning also, and it opens up the path for your deep learning also, for normal Python scripting also, for Python coding. It opens a path for that also. And it has two systems for it to work on that. First is Jupyter, and second is Spider. Both are offline only. If you would like to work on different ways, Jupyter is extensively used for machine learning and deep learning. If you are exclusively working for scripting, scripting is like writing the codes for the project for Python work, you please go with the Spider. Next we have, after this, is PyCharm. PyCharm was developed by the Java developers only. IntelliJ is their company, and it is used for most of the Python applications, starting from your website development, database management, game development, normal Python scripting, machine learning, all of them. So you can use this one also, and you have lighter versions also that will not take a lot more space on your systems. We have something as Sublime Text. We have VS Code. Bye. And then in the fourth one, last one, we have Google Colab. So this is what we are going to use today. We understand that you have not installed any Python, and that is the reason we don't want you to waste time. You can directly start with the Google Colab. It only needs your email address. Your email address it requires on Google, that is it. And I think majority has Google email address, and directly start working on the Google Colab. And we're going to show you the step how to work. We have already put one of the Python file on our GitHub account. I'm going to show you how to retrieve that file. I'm going to share that GitHub link. I think it is already available. You can cross check in the YouTube video downside. It is right away available on the YouTube video. Okay. Okay, great. So let's start with Python now. So please write down something as Google Colab. In this Google Colab, go to the first website available to you, Google Collaboratory. There is the place where we'll start working on the Python. On the YouTube video downside, you can see there is a GitHub link. Directly copy the link in another browser. On the YouTube video downside, you can see there are certain links available. Some social media links and GitHub link is also there. You can click on this link, and this type of page will be available to you. It's the institute's name, the Code Scholar, under which they have put the file for Python. Open this file. Open the file and copy the file path. Go to your Google Colab, and you can see there is some GitHub written over there. You can paste here. Once you paste here, the file's name will be available to all of you, which you would like to have under that. So we have, as of today, only one file available, which is day 1 and day 2 Python, which we are going to use tomorrow also. So guys, this is the file, and let's open. You don't need to have anything installed on your system. It is going to work on server, on Google server. Again, I'm telling, the GitHub link is rightly available to all of you inside the bottom of the YouTube video. Just click on the YouTube video, or sorry, that GitHub link, and it will open here. It will open on this page. You have to select this day 1 and 2 Python file. Copy this link and paste in your Google Colab GitHub section. If you still missed it out, please look at the few seconds back video in YouTube live video, and you can directly also see by yourself how we have done. Once you have installed this one, and we are going to follow the same steps for the coming days also. Connect to your email address. Once it is connected, then you can run any number of times. It is using the Google server, and Google is, but of course the condition is you have to have, someone is writing in the chat box, you have to have the internet connection to work on. Okay, you have to have the internet connection to work on, and then connect it once, and that is it. So Google from itself is providing some other configuration. It is providing you a RAM, but it's a free version, so don't upgrade to Google Colab Pro as of today. So around 12.69 GB of RAM is available to all of you, and that is also GPU, graphical processing unit, to all of you. Then we have hard disk of place 107 GB, and that is more than enough for all of you to work on. Okay, so this is how your Google Colab looks. I hope all of you are on the same page. Okay, great. Now you can see here the very first thing what we have written is something like in the comment. So how to write comment in Python is using this hash sign. This hash sign defines the comment in Python, and how to write the strings is in the pair of single quotes or double quotes. So to run the cell in the Google Colab, you have to please press this one, this play button. So only once it will ask, as a warning symbol it will show to all of you. You have to accept that thing, and after that it will not ask anymore, and then you can run it multiple times if there is no error inside the Google Colab. You can run the message spam and text. And then you have so these cells, what you can see are the code cells where we write the Python code. On the bottom, the output will be shared. All the output will be shared on the bottom. As of now, nothing is printed out. The reason is because I have not mentioned any command as print over here. We have just written spam as a variable here, and on the right side I have given one value 1. If you would like to see the values, you have to write the statements in print. Print is a function in Python that displays the value. So I would like to display the spam, what I have written, and the answer would be 1, because after one hash is written, so that will not be printed out. It is like a comment to us, and you can see 1 is printed out. Similarly, if you would like to see the text, write down text here, and here it is. This is not a comment because it is inside quotes, it's just like a text. I'm commenting as of now this also. And this file on which you are working, this Google Colab file on which you are working, go to this file section and save a copy in Drive. Once you click this one, save a copy in Drive, it will be saved on your Google Drive. It will be saved on your Google Drive. If you save a copy in your GitHub account, then your GitHub account should be under the same email address on which you have the Gmail or which you are having Google Colab. Then you can save a copy in your Google GitHub also. But that are all online sources. If anywhere you think you would like to download the file, you please click on this one, download IPYNB. This is Python notebook. how you can download it up. The next is .py, which is nothing, Python. So in the Python extension, you can also download it. So how to run? You can either press on this play button on the left side in the cell, or you can directly press Shift Enter to run the cell. So here we are performing basic operations. How to do the variables? The Python will directly show you the output. The arithmetic operations are performing as per the BODMAS rule. If you don't know, please study about the BODMAS rule. First is brackets, then division, multiplication, and that sequence. Please look at that thing online. So it is going to show you the solutions as per that. They are all mathematical solutions. We're just dividing one number by another. And if you put double slash, this is known as floor division, floor or integer division. So the previous answer was 5.666, but you can see here the answer what you have received here is 5. The reason is because it is going to give you the integer number before that. And if you put mod, it is going to return the remainder. So 17 mod 2 is 2, 17 mod 3 is 2, the remainder. The double star in Python represents exponential number, 2 to the power 7. This is the basic mathematical operations how we write in Python. So you just write some mathematical one, a divided by b, a multiplied by b. It is going to show you the result that right there. Now I am using that equal sign. What is the equal sign doing? It is assigning the value inside and storing it into the variable. So again, there is some story for that also. How to write in Python and how to deploy your codes in Python. There is a complete story for that. So guys, there is nothing like we have variables, and there is nothing like I am going to save something in the variables. So what happens in Python? Everything is the object. Everything is the object we have in Python. So everything you write in Python, the data types you write, they are all objects. All are objects. The data types that we have in Python are your string, numbers. Numbers can be your integer, it can be float, it can be complex number. We have Boolean, dictionary, list, tuple, and sets. We have these data types in Python. I'm going to discuss all of these things by tomorrow end. We're going to cover all of them. But what is mean by objects? So as per the memory management in Python, we have two types of spaces. One is a variable space and one is the object space. So all you write, everything you write in Python like 0 to 9 or capital letters, smaller letters, or special characters like dollar or hash, at the rate, these all are already taking space, memory space inside the Python. And those space, you are just assigning a variable to that particular thing. So if I write something as 10, and it will already be having some space. For example, the space that it has at the back end is 99. And if I say A is equal to 10, B is equal to 10, so this means A and B are both mapped to this particular memory address. They are both mapped to this particular memory address. If I say like something hello, and this is a string, I take it under S1. So this hello will already be taking some place inside my backend. We are just allocating this variable to this particular space. For example, in this case, we can say the space is around 259. So we are mapping this S1 to 259 space. And if anywhere we write S2 is equal to hello, again This S2 will again be mapped to 259. So all our objects, they are already taking space in the Python. We are just allocating a new variable is being assigned to that particular space. How to show in this one? Let me show you here. Okay. So for example, I'm writing 100 here, and I would like to see what is the memory space of 100. So print space of 100 is equal to check the memory space, we have to use the function id 100. You can see the space is something 93958, something like that, and I write something now as a is equal to 100 and b is equal to 100. Two values I have done. Let's check it out, what is their memory space. So memory space of a and b, and this is again a, b, and you can see here it is exactly the same what is the space of 100. We are not assigning any space to a and b, but a and b are indirectly actually mapping to the same memory, and the address of the memory is shown above for 100. So they are mapped to the same memory location, exactly the same. So Python is like all of these Python are objects. We are just allocating a variable to the particular object. We also need variables so that we don't, if some value is updated, for example, this is a mathematical thing what we have written here, width into height, something is written over mathematical thing. So width is 20, height is 5 into 9, which is 45, 5 into 9 into 45, 45 into 20 is 900. This you have written. So anywhere if you would like to update the value for width, you can directly update above here. You don't have to write every time that if you would like to get the area done and it is width into height, you don't have to write every time it is 20 into 45, which was the answer above, and next time I would like to change the value of width, so it is 40. For example, I'm just taking multiple case, and maybe after 3 days you again would like to check another application and you're changing the width to 100. So instead of changing the values and writing each time, it's better you just write it one, save it in a variable, and you just assign the variable later on. So width, 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 and you just have to write the formula only once. Now no matter what is the value you write above, the answer will be updated with respect to the latest value, and that is the answer here. Okay, so this is what we have basics of Python for today. Yeah, you can check the memory address in Python using id. Id is the identity operator what we have. Yeah, you are right. Great, 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 great. Thank you. So that is it for today, guys. We will meet tomorrow again to do the Python applications and going cover all the data operators and functions in Python. Then we can switch to our NumPy operations. Please mark your attendance. I'm sharing the link. Please take the screenshot. This is the link, guys. Please take the screenshot for it. Just I will wait 10 more seconds. And the link always works. Please take the screenshot and don't share it with your in the groups or other community. I appreciate your effort that you're coming to attend the session at the evening time today. Please let your hard work be your hard work only. Take the screenshot, fill the attendance. The link always works. Okay, okay, great. So the GitHub link is already shared at the bottom. The GitHub link is already shared at the bottom. Please go to the particular GitHub account link. The file is already available for all of you to practice on day 1 and 2 Python. We're going to discuss the same thing on Python tomorrow also, and by day after tomorrow we're going to start with NumPy operations. And guys, those who have written like how to start in Python, just a quick tip here. There are thousands of students who are preparing in Python, and despite that, if you just learn the Python as a skill and going for software developer program, due to this high competition in India, the average salary is around 3 to 4 lakhs for the freshers. If you add more skills, visualization, data analytics, or Python world, you can get a higher package, that is for sure. I'm going to give you certain other benefits also. I'm not providing any marketing or scores here, but I would request you to please have some certification which is globally recognized. One of the topmost certificate that is being provided is Microsoft MTA Python. Please have this certification. It is highly recommended. And the cost for this paper as per Indian currency is 3696. But don't worry, who are taking the session, they will definitely going to discount from that code scholar. We're going to show you what is the price as of now. But take one day, study about this Python programming. There are thousands of students who have already done these skills. You can mention it. You can have this globally recognized certificate from Microsoft. Their certification code will be provided to you, and you can link it on your LinkedIn. The moment you put on your LinkedIn some specified tag, so anyone who is coming to look forward to you, whether you are a genuine person who has learned Python, so they will directly link on that click on this particular link, and it will be linked to the Microsoft website. There they can see your certification code and your name. It's highly recommended for all freshers and students who are just starting to have the Python, and please do it right away. It's very much easy, and of course we are providing you the full course and full preparation for that also, but we're going to discuss it later on. I'm not going to discuss today. So as first day, I'm closing the session. Thank you everyone. If you have gained something today, please give us a thumbs up. We're going to study, and whatever questions you have, please, again I'm repeating, whatever questions you have, please write in the chat box. The team will come back to you on the Google that WhatsApp group, or I'm going to discuss the same thing tomorrow. If you have anything, you can write in the chat in the WhatsApp group. If you like something, you have learned something today, please give us a thumbs up and like the channel. All the new courses and boot camps will be updated to you with timely on this YouTube. So I think another bootcamp will be within a week. So please subscribe to the channel. There you will be updated for the next bootcamp and the registration process. Nice one, Mr. Thor. Nice word you have written. Attendance link I have already shared in the YouTube video. Since it is live and already available on YouTube, I would please request you to just go a few seconds back. I think few minutes, 5 to 6 minutes, you will get the attendance link. If not sure, I will ask the team to just upload the attendance link for today in the YouTube live just downside. So where you are watching the YouTube, just go into the information section right on the bottom. You will get the link. Wait for 5-10 minutes, it will be updated. But do click on the link and mark for attendance by today midnight. It will expire by tomorrow. So thank you, and I take my leave. Let's connect tomorrow for again the next part of Python and going to discuss the further opportunities of analytics for that. Take care everyone, and thank you.